All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to another great episode on your favorite political talk show, The Truth with Ben Jokes. Now, the hunger and hardship in Nigeria today have reached alarming rates. Every single sector of the economy is under serious attack by the evil policies of this government. We have students at the university and secondary school levels dropping out of school as a result of inability to pay school fees, which have doubled and even tripled in some cases. Just this morning, Association of Nigerian Students began calling for the removal of the Vice Chancellor of the University of Ibadan for raising school fees from 200,000 to 413,000 naira. But it is not about removing a Vice Chancellor. Increment in school fees cannot be determined by the Vice Chancellor alone. The increment is just one of the proofs of the failure of government. And few hours ago, the CBN under Yemi Cardoso shocked Nigerians. For the past 1 year, TINUBU has insisted that the price of petrol and other utilities must rise for Nigeria to have enough money to invest in critical infrastructure and for the country to have a stronger reserve. But all hell was let loose when CBN governor came out few hours ago and began saying that the removal of fuel subsidy will even cause Nigeria's foreign reserve to deplete. And he began castigating TINUBU's petroleum policies. Of course, many Nigerians in the last couple of months have criticized TINUBU's handling of the petroleum sector. But for the CBN governor Yemi Cardoso to come out and say it proves that there is very serious confusion in this government. Now, just about a week ago, it was the Minister of Finance, Wale Edun, kicking against TINUBU's attempts to increase value-added tax VAT from 7.5% to 10%. Today, it is the CBN governor criticizing the removal of fuel subsidy or whatever it is that TINUBU did that led to an increase in fuel price. He said it portends several risks for the economy, including depleting the foreign reserve. Before I show you how he said it and how Nigerians reacted, let me quickly show you these videos. First of all, a video of Peter Obi donating 50 million naira to the flood victims in Maiduguri. See the video.
Our father here, we felt it necessary to come to physically sympathize with you and I assure you of our commitment and the nation to remain together in this time of difficulty in whatever way we can. We've been to the government house and have graciously seen the governor and I announced even an only two token contribution of 50 million for the Almighty Allah will continue to grant you the grace to be able to withstand and deal with this difficult situation and continue to bless the good people of Maiduguri, the good people of Borno State, and the good people of Nigeria.
You heard that. Peter Obi, accompanied by Yusuf Dati and other Labour Party stakeholders there, as he donated 50 million naira to flood victims in Maiduguri. And ever since the 2023 presidential election litigation ended, no other human being in this country has given to the poor and needy as much as Peter Obi has. And that simply tells you that unlike other politicians, Obi is not giving to those flood victims because he is trying to convince them to vote him. He is only rendering services to humanity as he always does. And may God continue to bless and keep His Excellency, Peter Obi. Now, let's take this next video by Olumide Akpata. This is a video that I really enjoyed watching and I want you all to see it. See the video.
How many should you be that? 70 years old man. You scatter hospital where people they go receive treatment. You build museum. Some people don't even know what a museum be. Now house when they go, they go put picture, put some carving. You go to the Waka Park. And not be saying I'm free or you go pay to enter the museum. Then you can say beautiful. Hey, fine. Oh. Who that one help? Nobody. Nothing do museum. Oh. Some country get. But the country when do museum, they don't do the needful first. School don't day. Road don't day. Hospital day. People get food to take up. Not people benefit they go museum. Person they build house, you go start foundation from top. Not even forget the same foundation. You can't go, you scatter hospital, you build museum. You not go work. So una go tell them say una don't sack them. Labour Party were here with application letter. We can do the job. As you see me so Olumide was sideboard for Akpata. I have been a lawyer for 31 years. I have been the president of Nigerian Bar Association. As you see me so, the whole lawyer for Nigeria make me the president. Now beans. But when I know as lawyer be now, before all go gather agree saying now this guy. And when I go there, I reach the money not there. I ask the lawyers, I finish work. When I do have finish, I come out there, I leave 1.5 billion naira inside the account of the association. For the next month when they come, nobody leave racketing for me, but me leave for you. Say, carry on. Some governor know they leave that kind of money for state account. I leave her for association account. Now I don't know the carry last. I greet all of you now. Our DJ, you know, say not the only way they talk. We will choose one person. When we fit, at least tell us what the issue be. Then we'll jot them down. There we go. We bring materials. Abi, did we or did we not? Before I go, Miss Yan.
Wow, Olumide Akpata, intelligence intact, integrity intact. We cannot force the people of Edo State to make a choice. We can only offer counsel, and that is what I am doing right now. Akpata is clearly the best candidate. The APC should not even be in the race in any election in Nigeria, and the PDP candidate, Asuwe Ighodalo, ran away from the debate. Asuwe Ighodalo is also the leader of Obaseki's economic team that has failed woefully. So these APC and PDP guys have nothing to offer. So the good people of Edo State, get Akpata in and rescue your state. I still hear some Edo obedience saying it is PDP for governor and Obi for president. Please let us do LP for both. Let us do LP for both. The PDP is a dead party and the APC is worse than death itself. Those two parties must be vehemently rejected. Don't make any mistake. They can't give you a good candidate. They are only deceiving you now. You better put on your thinking caps and choose Olumide Akpata, who is clearly the right candidate. Point blank, period. Now, let us look at that massive update from the CBN under Yemi Cardoso, criticizing TINUBU's petroleum policies as regards the fuel subsidy removal, saying it will further deplete the nation's reserves. They also went ahead to predict that inflation will exacerbate, meaning it will get worse in this 2024/2025. Look at how the papers reported it. Fuel subsidy removal, others, can pose risk to external reserves, CBN. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has said that fuel subsidy removal, lower import bills, and increased external debt servicing obligations could pose downside risks for the growth of external reserves by 2024/2025. CBN disclosed this in its monetary credit, foreign trade, and exchange policy guidelines for fiscal years 2024-2025. The Apex Bank stated, the outlook for the Nigeria's external sector in 2024/2025 is optimistic on the expectation of favorable terms of trade occasioned by sustained rally in crude oil prices and an improvement in domestic crude oil production. However, lower crude oil earnings, fuel subsidy removal, rising import bills, and increased external debt servicing obligations could pose downside risks for the accretion to external reserves. In addition, the sustained monetary policy tightening by central banks across advanced economies increases the risk of capital outflow. More so, the persisting security and infrastructural challenges could exacerbate inflationary pressures. However, low domestic crude oil production, growing public debt, lingering insecurity, global economic slowdown, and Russia-Ukraine war could pose significant downside risks to the fiscal operations in the short to medium term. Commenting on the impact of fuel subsidy removal on external sector, Clifford Ogbomeade, public affairs analyst communications expert, said the removal of subsidies typically leads to higher fuel prices, and given Nigeria's heavy reliance on refined petroleum products, this can significantly increase the cost of fuel imports, thereby raising the demand for foreign exchange. As a result, external reserves may come under pressure due to the increased use of foreign currency to cover these high import bills. Additionally, the resulting inflationary pressures could affect the broader economy, driving up the cost of goods and services and potentially leading to tighter monetary policies. Public discontent over rising fuel prices may also disrupt economic activities, particularly in transport and logistics, further straining foreign exchange earnings. Now, this is CBN releasing this statement after they held a monetary credit trade and exchange meeting. They now gathered and began to predict doom on Nigeria. All these things they are saying are set to happen within this 2024/2025. They are saying it as if I'm the one making the policies in this country. As if it is not still their administration that is making all these policies. They are trying to remove themselves as if they are just analyzing the situation. But that is not the case. You guys are all in this together. You guys are all killing this economy together. Import duties and interest rates that are going up. It is CBN. CBN is playing a huge role in making all these things go up. Now they are coming to tell us that because the fuel prices have gone up, that is even going to further deplete the foreign reserves. This is the same increase in fuel price that TINUBU is saying is going to make Nigeria have money to invest in infrastructures. And his CBN governor is coming to tell us that it will deplete the reserves. Can you see the confusion here now? Or is it that they are already planning to empty the reserve after putting the gains of increase in fuel price there? It could be what they are already planning. So that when they finish emptying the reserve, Cardoso now say that he warned us that this thing will cause the reserves to deplete. Nigerians, can you see the situation that we are in the hands of the APC? Are they trying to tell us that they are not working together? If they are, why are they openly contradicting themselves? This is so embarrassing. It's such a shame. Now, let us look at that update coming from former head of state Abdulsalam Abubakar on the state of the nation under TINUBU. This one is coming after Abdulsalam Abubakar, Olusegun Obasanjo, and Ibrahim Babangida, all former head of states, held a secret meeting as regards the situation of the country. Look at how the papers reported it. Hardship in Nigeria getting out of control. Your palliatives, not solution. Former head of state Abdulsalami tells TINUBU reporters. Nigeria's former head of state, General Abdulsalami Abubakar, has lamented the acute hunger, hardship, and the worsening economic conditions in the country, saying that the situation is getting out of control. Abubakar raised the alarm while hosting the leadership of the Campaign for Democracy and Human Rights led by Abdullahi Muhammad Jabi at his uphill residence in Minna, Niger State on Tuesday. The former military head of state highlighted the struggles of many Nigerians in meeting basic needs such as food and transportation. Everyone is complaining about the hardship and it seems to be getting out of control. People can't afford 3 square meals. The rise in transportation costs, fuel prices, school fees, and the lack of money in people's pockets is making life unbearable, he stated. He revealed that he was part of a forum that submitted 3 recommendations to the federal government on how to address the economic crisis, stressing that providing palliatives was not a sustainable solution to the rising prices of food and other commodities. He suggested that the government intervened by purchasing essential food items and selling them at lower prices to make them more affordable. The government should flood communities with food, buy and sell at reduced prices, allowing people to purchase based on their income levels, he proposed. Abubakar, who also called for peaceful protest in the light of the upcoming End Bad Governance demonstration on October 1, recalling the violence and looting that accompanied previous protests. Now, there are 2 things to take away here. Number 1, this man is encouraging protests. I remember he was telling people not to protest the first time, but with the current realities of Nigeria, he is saying that they should protest, but they should be peaceful about it. That is to tell you, say, water don't they pass Gary. He has now seen the kind of things that people are going through, and he knows that it makes no sense to ask people not to protest. And secondly, even the solution that he proffered to the problem on ground shows that these people, they don't know what they do. These men are too old. They have nothing to offer. You started by saying palliatives aren't good enough. Then you are saying they should purchase food items and sell at cheaper rates. What is the difference between that method and the palliative method? At what rate are you going to sell that people will have money to buy? The palliative method is even better than the one he is preferring. And this is what we keep telling Nigerians. Let all these guys go and sit down. They have nothing to offer Nigeria. And of course, just a few days ago, this same former head of state, Abdulsalam Abubakar, met with Obasanjo and IBB, and they discussed the state of the nation. I hope his method was not one of the things they discussed. Because if this is one of the solutions they brought up, then it would have been better for them not to even meet at all. The solution to the problems of this country has nothing to do with giving people food. No. They know the problems of this country and they know the solution. Our problem is bad governance. And thankfully, we now have people at the fore. We have prominent people in this country that can do it. And we are not saying you should even come out and endorse them. Nobody is asking for endorsement from any of you. Because most of you guys in the political class, most of the elders in this country, your endorsement of a candidate is even a proof that we should not vote that candidate. Because your hands are stained. What we are saying is that if truly you want to give back to this country that has given you so much, then ensure that a free and fair election is held. This is a very, very democratic demand. Nobody's asking for your help. This is the same Abdulsalam Abubakar that will be going about signing peace accord. Anytime they want to hold an election, he will jump and go and sign peace accord. At the end of the day, the elections will be bloody. Violence will, besiege everywhere. This man will not come out and say, what is the essence of this peace accord? If we keep signing these peace accords and we keep having violence every election. He has never spoken about it once. And now you are coming out because the people are now angry with them. They are scared that their very existence is now in danger, that people can mob them. That thing that happened to Buhari during the End Bad Governance protest is a lesson to all of them. When protesters stormed Buhari's home, before his security details quickly got the wind of that attack and they took him out of the house before protesters came. They are now scared that they don't know what might happen next. You loot the country dry, then you go and sit down enjoying the loot with your family. You won't just have it that easy. The day of reckoning will come. So, former President Abdulsalam Abubakar, if buying food to sell to Nigerians cheaper is your counsel, then we don't want it. Just keep it to yourself. Because we know that you know what to do. You and your colleagues know what to do to fix this country. And if you don't want to do it, then just keep your counsel that is useless to yourself, please. And if you go to the comment section of this update, that was what most Nigerians said. They slammed his utterances and said If this is what a statesman, an elder statesman has to say, then we don't want to hear anything from you. And finally, somebody who lives in Gwagwalada, Abuja, posted this video and said this is the road to the Gwagwalada market in Abuja. This is a market that generates millions in taxes to the FCT. What has Nyesom Wike done about it? See the road. You saw that. What a terrible road. So they will come on air and tell you a lot of things, how they have transformed the city, how they have done this and that. But we will continue to bring receipts to tell you that all those things are not true. This is the APC. They have come to kill, to steal, and to destroy. And if Nigerians desire a great nation, a nation that they can be proud of, then they must put sentiments aside and come together and get the APC out of power. But until then, make I still enter town. Make I go get some ogbonge political news. We una go like. Why? Because now because of una. Now I dey here, so don't go away. Don't go.